Hey, my name is Matt Storr and I repair saxophones for a living, and today I'd like to show you my new wood stove. So, I repair saxophones out of an old Airstream trailer that I have turned into my workshop. And as you can see, it is snowing outside right now. And I had a video where I showed my wood stove heat, and I had been using a Dickinson solid fuel heater. And I actually ended up not liking that too much. The walls are very thin. It kind of like warped a bit. It was difficult to control the heat. So someone who actually saw that video gave me a tip for the Cubic Mini wood stove called the Grizzly. This is Cubic Mini is the company. They're in Quebec. And this is actually much more like a traditional wood stove. And it's burning pretty good right now. Where it's got, fairly thick construction. It holds a lot of heat. It's got a controllable airflow down here that actually makes a pretty big difference. It's got a secondary burn for, there's like some, let's see if we can see it. Up there in the top, you might be able to see those holes on the side. Bring some more air in there so it burns a bit cleaner. And it's got a actual cook surface on the top. And the best thing for me was it has a 3-inch flue, which matched the piping and install I had already done. So I was able to do this much more cheaply than if I'd had to redo a 4-inch pipe, which most of the stuff this size seemed like it took. So I've been burning this for a few months now, and today is a pretty cold day for North Carolina. It's been dim and kind of sleeting and snowing all day, so I'm not getting any heat from the sun like I normally do. And this has been doing all the work, and I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt and I'm pretty warm, and I've been going in and out and opening the door. But I really like this thing a lot. This is a massive improvement over the Dickinson solid wood or solid fuel heater. See it burning there. Everything just works like it's supposed to. It has a bit of a weird smell for the first few burns. I guess that's the paint. But after that stopped. The fire is so close to the window that it gets blackened, and then, the black stuff falls off, and it kind of does that over and over. But let's see if I can show you how well you can see, it's got a really excellent seal. And this airflow thing actually really makes a big difference. And it takes much bigger pieces of wood than the solid fuel heater. It takes 6-inch by 2-inch by 2-inch, no problem. You can sort of see the size here if we open up. Got some big chunks in there, and it burns them really well. And it doesn't seem to have any problems, no matter how hot or cold you burn it. And it burns for, depending on how fast you burn, anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour, and the coals stay hot for a while, so I'm not getting up to feed it as often as I was before. And this is about, you can see all the windows, but it's a insulated trailer. It's about 220 square feet, and it doesn't seem to have any issue keeping it warm. So that is, and I'll show you in case you didn't see the other video. That's the setup. And it's burning pretty clean right now because it's burning pretty hot. But that's how everything looks, and it works great. So the Cubic Mini wood stove, I'm a big fan. Been using it for a few months now, and I did the Dickinson for a few years and was just never super happy with how it worked. It did the job fine, but I had to feed it really often, and it was kind of hard to control. And also, I used to have to run a fan because the Dickinson had, the walls were really thin, and it had like a really sharp heat. Like the heat would rise up and cause this to buckle pretty bad. This is a metal skin. If I didn't have a fan running, I don't have to have a fan running. It seems to radiate it from all different directions, and it gives off like just sort of a softer heat than the Dickinson did. But it gives off easily as much heat, if not maybe a little bit more. So that is the Cubic Mini wood stove in my Airstream saxophone repair shop. Hope you found that helpful, useful, or informative. based on a couple months, I can definitely recommend this wood stove. I've been living with wood stoves for a few years now in my houses, so I'm not an expert or anything, but this feels much more like a real wood stove. It acts like a real wood stove, and it just seems solid, sturdy, reliable. And I think I paid, 500 US dollars. The exchange rate right now in 2017 is pretty good for people in the US. And they had it, on my doorstep in maybe 6 weeks. So, Cubic Mini wood stove. This is the Grizzly, the slightly larger model. That's what I would recommend unless you've got a really small space. Because with that, airflow control, you can definitely have a calmer fire in there if you want to. But so you might as well have the extra capability if you want it versus the small one. All right, thanks for watching.